Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us. I feel like we might wait a couple more minutes.
People feel the show.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sheriff. I saw your message in the chat. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Get started in a minute or two just to give others the time to log in. Okay, we've given a minute, so I think we're just going to get started. So that everyone who made it here on time, we're honoring your time and making sure that we do not take it for granted. So if you're here for investing in real estate opportunities in Rwanda, which is being hosted by CCP Architecture. And when I saw the topic, I thought it was really interesting because one of the things that is very dear to me is investments, um, architecture or the built environment generally across Africa. And the fact that, I can be here in Nigeria and I know more what is happening in England than I know what is happening in Rwanda. And I think these kind of opportunities are very important for us as Africans or, anybody really, but just to see the opportunities that are within Africa and to know that there's so much happening within our continent that we should all be in tune with. So I want to say well done and thank you so much to CCP for bringing all of us here. There are lots of us in the room, and I think that this is a good opportunity for all of us to learn and to see what the opportunities and investment opportunities, especially, are in Rwanda. So first of all, I will introduce myself. My name is Osaru Alile, as you may see and may know, and I'm an interior architect, and I have been in this industry for 20 years. I realized it the other day, and I said, "Oh my goodness, how did 20 years go by so fast?" And like I said earlier, one of the things that are important to me, and what I like to say is that I'm a global interior architect championing African design and African work, literally. Like anything in the built environment that has to do with Africa is me. You will find me there. And I was saying to someone the other day, like, I like to make noise about this. And she said, why would you say make noise? I said, well, it's good noise. It's not bad noise. It's actually good noise. And I'm very proud of it. So I'm here again to make plenty noise about the opportunities that we have here in Africa. So that's a little bit about me. I run a company called CC Interiors, and we do interior architecture work across globally, I would say. And I'm very excited to be here. And thank you for having me again, CCP. So right away, I'm going to go into why are we here? So, we've invited everybody into this room, and I'm sure you're thinking why we're here. Some people may have been thinking about these opportunities, or you just saw the link and said, oh, you know what, let me join and see what they're going to be talking about. So CCP has been involved in work in Rwanda for, I'll say 10 years, about that. Please, Mr. Odo, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know it's about 10 years now. And, you know, doing business across Africa is something that, a lot of people sometimes shy away from, or, just investing in other parts of Africa. Once you're in Nigeria, you're just Nigeria, and that's all you know. But CCP, of course, are always ahead of the game. Saw opportunities in Rwanda and I'll say spread their tentacles there just to understand what's going on there. And Mr. Odwak has been in Rwanda for a while, just seeing the opportunities here, and you'll probably get to hear from him later. So Rwanda is one of the biggest emerging markets across Africa that is extremely investor friendly. I've done a little bit of research of Rwanda because I started hearing about it. Rwanda. I'm like, okay, let me see what this is all about. What the good noise, as I've said earlier, is all about. It has a very structured economy. Of course, some of us may know about the really dark times Rwanda has. And sometimes when those things happen, it causes you to look inward and then restructure everything that is about you. So Rwanda has done a phenomenal job at doing that. It's driven by super strong governance, very the ease of doing business and the reforms that they've created for themselves are extremely laudable and extremely commendable. They've sustained investments in infrastructure and urban developments. I have really close friends that have lived in Rwanda, and when they talk about it, they say, you guys, Rwanda is amazing. You should see the things that they're doing, just from the airports to everything. Like you see that the structures that they've put in place are extremely commendable. So with Kigali right now, which is, the center point of Rwanda, they've experienced really, really strong, rapid urbanization, and they've increased in demand of the quality of residential, commercial, and mixed-use buildings, even their hospitality developments. They're no longer just saying it as, oh, this is Rwanda, we can do whatever we want there, but they're looking at international standards, and they've actually been doing it. Rwanda has been offering some compelling opportunities in real estate and investments that people can think of for long-term investments, think of in terms of, short-term, also for short-term investments, but there's stability in the market, and that's what the beauty of Rwanda is right now. And it's something that, the rest of Africa we're looking at and also learning from. So why are we here? This webinar is designed to provide us, especially us that are in Nigeria and any other country, if you're from anywhere else in Africa or wherever in the world, and the diaspora, to invest with practical first-hand guardians as to how to navigate the real estate environment in Rwanda and the landscape of real estate in Rwanda. Is going to bring us professionals, which I'm sure if you saw the flyer, if you're here, you clicked on it, you probably saw some of the people that will be speaking with us today. And they'll be speaking to us on law, banking, taxation, which is something that everybody really cares about, the developments, consultancy, and the real estate practices in Rwanda. So I am very excited because I'm always very excited about new opportunities. And I'm looking forward to hearing from all our speakers. So we've made sure that this whole session will definitely not be a waste of your time, and we want that it's easy for you to, from here, be able to pick up and say, what next? What can I do next? It's going to be extremely practical for you. And then we'll give you opportunities to ask questions. So I've introduced myself, I've introduced the session, and next I'm going to introduce what we call our Oga, and it's architect Enahoro Zedomi, who is the managing partner of CCP right now, and he will be giving us the opening remarks. Over to you, Architect Zed, as I fondly call.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Osaru.
Thank you.
Thank you for a very bright and start I say good wherever you're joining all across the world. Thank you for giving us some attention. And as Osaru has said, it will definitely be a waste of your time. This webinar will be very much worth your while. My name is Architect Enahoro Zedomi. She has introduced me. I'm the managing partner of CCP. We are a multidisciplinary consultancy company. Well, firstly, I would say headquartered in Nigeria, but with offices in Kigali, Rwanda, and of course, Lagos here in Nigeria, and also in Abuja. We are 35 years in business this year, and so we pretty much have the experience offering architectural services, project management services, engineering services, whether structures, mechanical, electrical, and also we have a very strong in-house green building and sustainability department. So we pretty much cover the entire gamut of building consultancy services. And we are one of the very few. I hope I'm very audible, and please let's ensure we keep our mics muted. The administrator so consultancy services, the built industry. We are one of the few also here in Nigeria that run a quality management system. We're very big on technology. Not to talk so much about CCP, but we are the go-to firm in Nigeria. So, so if you are so established in Nigeria, what's the interest in Rwanda? Well, expanding our footprint to Rwanda um, was not a strategy. It was circumstantial, and I would say fortuitous. Um, we we were we were engaged by clients whose project that we successfully completed here in Lagos. We completed a project for him in Lagos successfully, a catering facility in the aviation sector. And he got a concession in Rwanda. That was about 14 years ago, 14, 15 years ago. At the time, Rwanda was, I mean, from the early 90s, the war in Rwanda was from very early 90s into the mid 90s. So this is a country that was, just picking up the pieces and, rising up like a phoenix that it is today. So this client said, listen, you guys did this project. I want the same in, in, and that of Africa. The best we had done was a walk in Ghana. So of course we jumped in on it with a sense of adventure and went to Rwanda. When we got there, of course, it's forte. It's second nature to us to design properly. But we found a country that was so well organized. We found a country that was well regulated, very strong practice regulations. We found out we couldn't just get into the country, and because we were super architects from Nigeria, engineers from Nigeria, just there and just practice, put our designs there, get some builders and build this. No, we had to first of all begin to collaborate with the local consultants because the practice environment in Rwanda was very well defined. So of course, we did all that we needed to do. We had to be on the right side of the very strong law and order in the country. The country was so beautiful. The country was so clean. It was, a big departure from where we were coming from and our practice environment. You didn't have too many architects. You didn't have too many engineers. And it was beautiful. There was respect for nature. The roads were well defined. The people were nice, hospitable, very humble. Everything was just so right. We were drawn. We fell in love with Rwanda immediately. We completed the project. We were paid handsomely, and we were just getting ready. Okay, let's come back to Nigeria with all this money we made in Rwanda. And a couple of our partners then said, listen, you can't leave this country with this money. We can't leave this country. We have to do something in Rwanda. And of course, so about how many years ago now? 12 years ago, 13 years ago, we said, okay, this money will in bought in Rwanda. After we bought the property, just and we came back to Nigeria and designed apartment block. We engaged and one of our partners, he said, listen, we said, who will go for us? And he said, well, I will take a chance, I will go. So he became the pioneer managing director of CCP Rwanda. We established the company, we registered the company. We found all these things very easy to carry out, registering the company, everything. But the part where we could practice professionally was a bit of a hurdle because they are so well regulated. It took us time. We were patient. We eventually got our license to practice as consultants in Rwanda. And let me say this, we are the only Nigerian consultancy outfit that is licensed to practice architecture so far in the country of Rwanda. Of course, for engineering services, we have our collaborators, and we are, 10 years this year in Rwanda, and it's been a wonderful journey. Osaru has said it, the country is very investor friendly, very investor friendly. The connection to the country is 4 hours, 4.5, 5 hours away. Direct flights from Lagos to Kigali every day. Direct flights every day. What is there not to like? The country is one of the most cleanest. Kigali is one of the cleanest cities in the world, not in Africa, in the world. Kigali is the second safest city in Africa. I mean, just everything, it just ticks all the boxes. It is safe, and also the growth of the country, economic growth is off the charts every year, year on year, year on year. And so this is what made us to fall in love with the country. And because we bought a property there, we developed the property. We own the property, 13 apartments in the city of Kigali, in one of the highbrow areas. And Udo can give more details. And we said to ourselves, there's a gold mine here. This is good. A lot of people are coming to us. We are finding ourselves consulting informally for a lot of interested Nigerians. And at the end of it all, we said, listen, we have to carry out advisory services to Nigerians and offer them end-to-end services in real estate in Rwanda. And that's the reason for this webinar. So we are saying to you all who are Nigerian in CCP to go into that country. So without much ado, I'd allow my colleague, architect Udwak Udo, who is the managing director of CCP Rwanda. He has lived and worked in Kigali for 8 years. He speaks the language somehow. He looks like them. He talks like them. He acts like them. He spends money on them. He knows the country like the back of his hand, end to end. And so over to you, Architect Udwak, and just give us a short speech, and Osaru will guide us in the rest of the panel discussion. So I say to everybody on the call, enjoy this webinar, and I'll be back to give you the final remarks. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, MP. My name is Architect Udwak Udo. I'm actually the partner in charge of CCP, our parent company in Nigeria, and the managing director in charge of our Rwanda arm. Actually, when we decided to put in this webinar, I was quite, what would I even say, very, very ready and sharp to go. How? Because Rwanda is a place that I love to speak about. I've been in Rwanda for over 10 years. I lived in Rwanda. As my partner said, we actually established a practice there in 2015. We actually registered the company in 2014. And in 2015, I had to move to Rwanda to actually live there. So I came to Lagos, maybe just spent 4 days in Lagos and I go back. So I've actually lived in Rwanda for over 10 years. It's been a wonderful time. Rwanda is a place that, 8 out of 10 people that travel to Rwanda, they want to live there. So when I got to the place, one of the greatest things in Rwanda is the cleanliness of the environment and the greenness. Rwanda is so green and so beautiful. So when it came to a point where we decided to do this webinar, I said, wow, this is what I love to, because I love to talk about Rwanda, like they used to say in their language, BT is high, Amakuru. Amakuru is, how are you? I learned to speak the language. I had to live with the people, enjoyed myself in Rwanda, the beautiful environment, greenery environment, clean environment, and everybody in Rwanda is calm. Nobody is in a hurry. Everything is beautifully done. Everything is structured. So Rwanda is a place that I consider. Rwanda is a place. Rwanda is a place that I consider very, very inviteful and inviting for every stakeholders, investors, friends, colleagues, families, people that are ready to do business in Rwanda. We have a practice, and while I was in Rwanda, I collaborated with different people. I collaborated with contractors. I collaborated with subcontractors. I collaborated with architects. I'm a member of the Rwanda Institute of Architects. I'm registered to practice in Rwanda, and our company, CCP, is also registered to practice in Rwanda. CCP is also registered to practice in Rwanda. So CCP is also registered to practice in Rwanda. So, and we've been there for 10 years. Rwanda is a place to go. And one thing I just want to say is, if you find an opportunity or have an opportunity in going to Rwanda, I think it's a one-stop place to actually visit. Rwanda is not that of a big size country. If you're talking about the kilometers of Rwanda, it's about 26,000 plus kilometers in area of size, and about 10,000 plus mileage in size, square mileage in size. So that's the size of Rwanda. 26,000 square kilometers, 10,000 square mileage in size. And Rwanda is reachable. You're going to fly from here to Rwanda. It's like 4 hours, 30 minutes from Lagos. And you have a direct flight from Rwanda to Qatar. They have a direct flight from Rwanda to Dubai. A lot of actually people go through Rwanda to get to Dubai. If you want to go to the UK, you have direct flights from Rwanda to UK and a direct flight from Lagos to Rwanda. And Rwanda is a place that is bordered with, you have other East African countries bordering Rwanda. You have DRC, which is the Congo. You have the Burundi. You have the Tanzania, and you have Uganda. All those are bordering Rwanda as a country. Rwanda is a place that has over 13 million people. And in Kigali is like a city in Rwanda, and that Kigali is about 1.3 million people. About 10% of the population of Rwanda lives in Kigali. So you have about 14 million people in old Rwanda, and about 1.4 people living in Kigali. And they are building a new city right now. It's called Bugasera. They have a new airport that is coming up there that I'm quite sure maybe by 2026 or 2027, that airport would have been completed. And that airport, Rwanda wants to be a hub, a financial hub by 2050, an investment hub, and an IT hub. And it's for hospitality. Rwanda is a place to go. Most people that want to do destination weddings these days, they go to Rwanda to have their wedding. So I just want to give a brief of our practice in Rwanda for the past 10 years. And our company was registered in 2014. And we're registered to run architectural practice and architectural business. While we were doing our businesses, we collaborated with other indigenes. I think somebody should we collaborated with other indigenes in order to be able to fulfill our businesses, and we have to register because Rwanda is a place that is structured. You cannot do anything in Rwanda until you are licensed to practice in Rwanda. Everything about Rwanda is structure. The ease of doing business in Rwanda is high end. You can have just 6 minutes to register a company, and the next 6 hours your company is running your company in Rwanda. Rwanda is a place that you can run your business without anything that has to do that can hinder you. The only issues in Rwanda is that you have to pay your taxes. You have to ensure that your books are clean. You have to ensure that the taxes are paid. You have to ensure that you follow due diligence in Rwanda. You have to ensure that you follow due process in Rwanda. Rwanda is not a place that you just come in and do whatever. Everything in Rwanda has an order. You have to go through due process in order to be able to achieve your aim in Rwanda. In terms of real estate is a business. We do hospitality business in Rwanda. We have a practice that does hospitality business. We design, we supervise construction, we do hospitality, and we rent, we sell. We engage other professionals in our businesses. We have contractors that we work with in Rwanda. We have subcontractors. We have people that are specialized in certain areas that we have been working with for the past 10 years in Rwanda. And doing business in Rwanda is quite friendly because the people in Rwanda are quite friendly, very friendly people, people that at any point in time, when you need their services, they're always there to assist. One top thing in Rwanda, which I always take everywhere I go, is the cleanliness in Rwanda. Everywhere in Rwanda is clean. Everywhere in Rwanda is habitable. The roads are good, motorable. I said every 7 to 10 people that comes to Rwanda wants to live in Rwanda. So Rwanda is a place that we actually need to go and visit. It's a place that once you visit, you want to stay there. I've been there for 10 years, and all the things I saw in Rwanda has helped me to fashion myself and the business operations even in Nigeria. Because everything in Rwanda is structured. You cannot do anything unless you go through due processes in Rwanda. As a Nigerian in Rwanda, you have to be disciplined. Discipline in whatever you do, in practicing of our architectural practice, we have to be disciplined. One thing that happened to us some time ago was when I was about to register as a member of the Rwandan Institute of Architects. They had to come back to Lagos to check whether actually I'm visible in our practice here in NIA. So I had to get a letter from NIA to prove to them that I have a structure in my country. I'm a participant in my association here in Nigeria before they could register me. So everything has to go through due process in Rwanda, and it's a place that once you do business, it's a place that you can do business easily. Rwanda is number one of the countries in the whole world that has the ease of doing business everywhere in the world. Ease of doing business, Rwanda is number one. Everywhere I've gone, I've been to the US, I've been to the UK, but doing business in Rwanda, ease of doing business, registering your practice in Rwanda, registering your business in Rwanda is very easy. 6 minutes to register a business and 6 hours for you to get your business on track. So I just feel that as much as we are interested in facilitating our business operations outside the shores of whatever country we are, whether in Nigeria, whether in Ghana, anywhere, it is a place to be. It is a place that will go and do your business easily without any problems. So I would invite each and every one of us to have it in mind that Rwanda is a place that when you go and you visit, you will always want to stay there and do your business as much as possible. So thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Udwak, Architect Udwak. So there's something I always say, I said he's the ambassador of Rwanda, and I'm sure you guys can see why I call him that. So we're going to go right into the panel discussions. And before we go into, I just wanted to also say thank you to Architect Zed. Something that I find with CCP is the intentionality to which they do business. And they've also been a standing proof that business across Africa it's possible because they've been quite successful about it. He corrected us that we said 10 years before, but it's actually 15 years, which is a big deal. And they're just getting better and better and growing wider. And I know that other African countries will be on CCP's reach very soon. So we're going to go right to the panel discussions. I'm going to introduce the panelists. I hope they're all here. I cannot see from the screen that I'm on, but I will first, Architect Udwak is here and he's going to be on the panel as well. So we're introducing you first, sir. And then I'm going to introduce Madam Grace Uwaku, who is the Managing Director of Elimo Real Estate in Rwanda, a seasoned real estate professional with nearly a decade in experience in advising embassies, multinationals, and international organizations on commercial property in Rwanda. Thank you so much for coming, Madam Grace. You could just put on your camera once I introduce you. Okay, perfect. You already went into that. And then next is Mr. Songa Wamgire. Oh gosh, please, I hope I pronounce it properly. I know that.
Mugire.
Sorry, say that again, please.
Rwamugire.
Rwamugire. Okay. All right. So I was close.
Yes.
And he's from Access Bank in Rwanda. So this is the finance person that we have with us. And he's a corporate banking leader for over 15 years experience in banking, finance, and market development with a strong focus on financial inclusion and investor support in Rwanda. Thank you so much for joining us here, Mr. Rwamugire. And then we have
Thank you for
Barrister
having me.
Paul. Thank you. Thank you. Barrister Paul Kayitare, who is a legal practitioner in Rwanda. I hope he's here. Barrister Paul is a Rwandan-based legal practitioner advising local and foreign investors on business registration, property law, compliance, and real estate transactions across Rwanda. Thank you so much for joining us. If you can please put on your camera so that we know. Can't see. And then last, but certainly not the least, is Valens Habiyaremye, who is a tax advisor and a compliance specialist supporting investors and businesses with structuring, regulatory compliance, and effective tax planning in Rwanda. So these are the members of our panel for today. Thank you all for joining. Please turn on your cameras if they're not on. I'm trying to do a full view so I can see a gallery view. All right, so I can't see everyone, please. If you haven't said anything, please just say that I'm here so that I know that everyone is here.
Hello, my name is Grace Uwachu. I'm here.
Okay, hi, Madam Grace.
Hello, my name is Amazing. I'm here.
Okay, so I'm speaking about the panelists specifically to make sure that the panelists say, hi, Amazing. Nice to have you on.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Architect Udwak, so can we go ahead? I don't know if everybody else is here. I can't see.
I think you can go ahead.
Okay, all right. So since we have Madam Grace with us here, I would actually start with you. I'll start with you. And we have a couple of questions that I'm just kind of, I've been pondering on. So this is the perfect opportunity for me to ask these questions. So the first question I'll ask you is, first of all, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Just to lighten it up a bit. So then the next question is, how would you describe the current market in terms of demand and pricing, the real estate market in Rwanda specifically?
Thank you very much. I'm actually really excited to be here. As I said before, my name is Grace Uwachu, and I'm the co-founder of Elimo Real Estate, a luxury real estate company operating in Kigali. I hope that what we're doing today will inspire someone here to start their journey in investing in Kigali. As the architect said, before you invest, please, you're welcome to come and visit Kigali. And I'll personally be happy to give you a tour of some of the properties. And I'm sure you'll fall in love with the city before anything else. So the Rwandan real estate market is currently approaching $100 billion, projected to exceed $110 billion by a decade's end. But the stunning part is the formal supply only meets 3% of the annual demand. It is clear that we have the demand. 30% units every year are needed, and the current gap is about 400,000 units. 79% of the residents in Kigali live in unplanned settlements, not because they can't afford housing. They're waiting for housing they can access. And I think that's good news for investors. And currently, we have foreign real estate commitments of about 378 million US dollars between the year of 2024 and 2025. And we have a GDP growth of about 9% per annum in Rwanda since the genocide. And when I talk about property, we also, the return on investments in terms of rental yields is about 10% plus. And when I started in real estate, which was about 10 years, I used to think, this is going to change, this is going to drop. But so far, it's been 10 years, and I can tell you confidently, we still have a return on investment of about 10% per annum, which is interesting for investors. So the opportunities in Rwanda are actually mapped, not only in Kigali, but also in secondary cities. And when people come to invest in Rwanda, most focus on Kigali. But we have other interesting cities in Rwanda, like Musanze, where you find the gorillas and tourists. We have Huye, where you find the National University of Rwanda. And we also have Karongi, which is by the lake. And honestly, when you visit Rwanda, please take a trip, because it's my favorite place, and you'll wake up to the best views of Lake Kivu. And as the architects mentioned, what's interesting for foreign investors in Rwanda is that it's really simple. Apart from the fact that it's easy to register a company, they're not lying. If you go to the Rwanda Development Board, you'll go home with your certificate on the day of registering your company, and you can start your operations the next day. But that's not it. In real estate, property ownership is also straightforward. So you can find, if you want to buy land or an apartment, you can find information of the owner just by tapping your phone, just by USSD code. You can tell who's the owner of the property. Is it mortgaged? Is there a caveat on the property? And today I saw that they also introduced that you can also see if there's tax on the property, because that is one of the hindrances when you're trying to attain your land title. You cannot attain it if the seller has tax issues. So you can also see that on the system, which I think is really interesting for investors. And the other thing is, everyone mentioned it, Kigali is really safe. It's a clean city. And Rwanda has also, it's not about investing in real estate. Rwanda also is a sports hub. At the moment, we currently have a contract with the Basketball African League to host the basketball games every year, which has been happening for the past 5 years, and it's currently been extended by 2 years. And as many of you know, Rwanda is currently bidding to host the Formula One competition, which should be coming in 2029. And someone mentioned about Bugesera, which is where it's going to take place. And I think it's not just about investing in luxury real estate. We have other opportunities and other gaps in the market. So I think also right now, Bugesera is an area that people should look into, just because there's a new airport coming there, but also there's a bid to host Formula One, which is in 4 years. So I think if someone started developing properties there, there's good returns. And I think those are some of the opportunities that we have in the real estate market today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Grace. That was very, very, very informative. There are a couple of things that you said that I'm just like, interesting. The 10% return on investment that is steady. I think that's really, really, really commendable, because it's not the same across different countries. And one of the things that real estate gives you is a long-term investment, and it's not super risky. So something that you can do and trust that your money is safe. And if you were to borrow money from the bank, you're not going to get that same set of returns. So that's very, very. And of course, Lake Kivu that you mentioned, I'm going to ask that you please type it so that when I do come to Rwanda, I'll come visit. And thank you so much for all of that. I would ask architects. Oh, I don't know if he's here. I can't see who is on because of the architect Goodwake here. Thank you. So I wanted you to just chime in a little bit, so that we can have this.
Okay.
Yeah. We spoke about the current market in terms of what's demand and price. Oh yeah, there was something else you mentioned that I thought was interesting. You said people are staying in developed housing. I forget what you call it, not because they can't afford proper house, but just because we don't have enough available. So that means that there's actually a lot of space in the market for developments to come up. And I found that, yeah, that's quite amazing. I was like, wow, okay. So they're actually looking for where to stay. Architect Udwak, sorry, did you have anything to add on?
Yeah, just to add to what Grace said, the Rwandan government has given the the districts, the professionals, the mandate to ensure that at least minimum 30,000 housing units must be provided every year in Rwanda. Because the Rwanda government wants its own people to own their own homes. And that's why they're always keen on affordable housing. You see a lot of investors coming in to do affordable housing. And the Rwanda government has given incentives for the people that want to actually go into affordable housing. There's something they call investment certificate. You can apply for it. It gives you some tax breaks. You know, when you get you go to RDB, like Grace said, go to RDB. It's Rwanda is a place where you don't, Nigeria, you need Oga at the top. There's no Oga at the top in Rwanda. Rwanda is accessible and accessible. You can access anybody. Can you imagine a minister driving himself in Rwanda? A minister.
Wow.
Can you imagine that most of the people in governance, they don't have police escorts?
Mm-hmm.
They don't drive, police doesn't drive them, they drive themselves. So the level of humility, the level of humility and gracefulness of that country is huge.
Wow.
So you can walk into anybody and ask a question and they are willing. And Rwandans are very friendly to foreigners. Very friendly to foreigners. Amazing. I remember during COVID. COVID was the best time of my life in Rwanda. COVID was the best time of my life in Rwanda because your movement was automated. I need to go to the market. I have to go online, go to the police, put my number, put my name. They'll ask you where do you want to go, how many hours you need, They'll give me a number. I take that number, I go into my car, and I drive. It was easy. COVID was the safest one. So affordable housing is one of those things that people are keen into. Mm-hmm. And you have diversified levels of housing, and you have different areas you can invest in Rwanda. Different areas, like we have Ikoyi, VI, Lekki, you have Kachiriro, you have Kachiru, you have Kibagabaga, you have Ramagana, you have different places. And everywhere you go, trust me, the life expectancy in Rwanda is high. It's very, very high. The least place that people live, which is called Nyamugogo. Nyamugogo's life expectancy is better than VI. Because of the cleanliness of the environment, people they live in a community, but they are clean, the air is fresh. And the amazing thing about Rwanda is that there's no light out. It's 24/7 light. But urbanization, 24/7 light.
Wow.
Trust me, I was in Rwanda that when they take light for 8 hours, the president will change the man in charge of power immediately. Why are you taking the lights of my country for that long? So Rwanda is a place where things work. So in terms of real estate possibilities are there because we also have opportunity in real estate where we have property with background noise somewhere.
There's someone that needs to
background noise somewhere.
Him or herself. Can the host please mute?
So real estate is key in Rwanda, such that if an investor comes in for real estate, there are opportunities there. And there's a lot of land in Rwanda that people are ready to access. And government is ready to assist you. If you are doing affordable housing, government gives you. Yeah.
As you say the word access, I think this is the perfect time to bring in Mr. Rwangire.
Okay.
Because everybody's always wondering, okay, access, there's all these things, but I don't know anything about banking and finance systems in Rwanda. So, Mr. Rwangire, I don't know if you are able to turn on your camera at this point.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I've tried to put on my camera. It doesn't work.
Oh, no. Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So,
at least we not AI. It's not AI.
Exactly.
Sorry.
We can hear your voice. So, I mean, of course, any investment that you want to do, you're going to think of where am I going to get the money from? How is my money going to grow? How am I sure that my money is safe? So people are concerned. They're wondering, okay, I've never been to Rwanda before. This is a new country. Yes, CCP says they've gone there, but how about me? I'm an individual. I'm not a company. So I'm just going to ask you, so what are the requirements for foreigners to do investments, especially as it relates to real estate, from personal bank accounts in Rwanda? And the two of the speakers have kept on using the word access, access, access. So you're from Access Bank, and you guys claim to give people access. So what are these opportunities that someone like me, and Osaru, could come into Rwanda and be able to invest in property?
Yes, thank you so much. As my predecessors have said, in Rwanda, there's a huge gap in housing. So even the government is trying to help people people to build affordable houses. They can even give you a plot for free if you want to develop these affordable houses. So there is a huge demand, and banks are here to finance those people. We at Access Bank, we can give you up to 10 years of mortgage loan, which we are going also to increase the tenor, but to be able to get financing to build those houses. Access Bank is here. We have been here for the past uh, 20 years here in Rwanda, financing these real estate. We even commercial real estate, we do them, not only for residential. We even for commercial, we can finance up to 7 years here in Rwanda. So opening an account here when you are a foreigner, the only difference with the resident, we need your passport to be notarized by a notary in the country of residence. That's in Nigeria. A public notary or a private notary can notarize your passport. Then when you come here, we can open an account for you. Even for companies here in Rwanda, opening a company, this is something that takes not more than 2 days. I think my predecessors have said it. When you are an investor, it's better to have a company that can even get financing. It's even easier to get construction permits when you are building apartments or commercial buildings rather than an individual. So here we are here. We can open accounts for you. We are not requiring too much when you are an individual. We just need your passport to be notarized, or when you have a visa, that's enough for you to open an account. And for opening a company, you go to the registrar. This is RDB, Rwanda Development Board. That one, you can open a company within 2 days. So
so would you say, if I were to ask on a scale of what would you say is relatively easy?
Yes.
Okay. So if I were to come to Rwanda in February, for example, and I wanted to open an account, as long as I'd notarized my passport, I would be able to open one. Because of course I have to figure out how am I going to get money from Nigeria to Rwanda if I'm not doing business there.
So you when you come to the bank, immediately when you have that notarized passport, we open the account within 30 minutes. You have your account and you can move your money from Nigeria to here. We have a product called Access Africa, and that one is a real time when it is below $10,000. But when it's above that, of course, it goes through. We also have PAPs. I don't know whether you are aware of this Afrexim Bank product, where you can move your money. It comes into, you don't need dollars. You just need, when you transfer, you get local currency. Without using the SWIFT, you use PAPs. Then that one also is in real time.
Okay, that seems simple enough, and definitely something that I would definitely explore. In terms of, so people will be wondering, like, so you spoke about mortgage earlier. What are the possibilities for personal investment to get mortgage to be able to get property in Rwanda?
So, assuming you have you are an employee here, like Access Bank, we have Nigerians working here in Rwanda. So we have seen even teachers here in Rwanda. We have many teachers in these schools, in the university, in the secondary schools. Those teachers can have even a mortgage here. What we do, they domicile their salary to us. We give them that mortgage for 10 years. So if there's an investor who's building apartments or affordable buildings, those are also eligible for those mortgages. So
Okay.
we give them for 10 years when it's a salarized employee.
Sounds interesting. Thank you. I don't know if no, people's cameras are not on, so I'm not sure who is still here. Architect
I
Udwa
want to
and Madam
add
Grace.
because of the
Have 70 people.
hello.
No, I know. I'm talking about
Hello.
the panelists. Madam Grace, are you still here?
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, but yeah,
Hello.
Madam Grace.
Yes,
Can you
we
hear
can
me? Can you hear me?
Agnes, yes. Oh, you are on mute now.
Oh, sorry. Did you have a question?
I can see Agnes is talking, but she's on mute.
Yeah, I don't know if she had a
Oh,
question. I wanted to
sorry.
I just wanted to throw something to Madam Grace first, please, if that's okay. Okay, so what I wanted to say is that in Elimo,
yes,
do you guys give opportunity to people to be able to use mortgages to as investments to be able to get your property?
100%. We actually work with
You
different
encourage.
banks. And when we have a client, we usually, apart from showing them properties, we set up meetings with different banks to see the bank that would offer them mortgages to own property here. I have to say there's a finance gap, which is one of the challenges, which is about 30% down payment. But the good thing about Rwanda is they always try to solve things because 30% down payment can be a lot, especially like for a property of $200,000 US. You're looking at a down payment of 30%, which is about 60,000, which can be a bit much. So what banks are doing right now, they're talking they're working with the UN to come up with a system where the client can bring in 10 to 15% upfront payment, and then they're working with insurance companies to try and bring in the other 15% in order to make mortgages accessible and bridge that finance gap that we face in the market. So I think that's something that's also interesting for people to know.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And it sounds so. I just want to clarify again. So, if I'm not from Uganda, if I don't work there, if I don't live there, are the
Okay.
opportunities there as well? So if I'm a foreign and I want
If
to
you're
put
a foreign, yes, if you're
Yeah.
if you're a foreigner, we actually this year we had an investor from Jamaica who was looking for a mortgage. All they had to do was bring their passport, bring their contract from their country, and they were able to purchase a property here, and they were financed by a local bank.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. See, I'm getting more and more excited about this, and I cannot wait for us to come by to Rwanda. Madam Agnes, yes, sorry, you can go ahead with your question. I assume you had a question.
Sorry, I wanted to add something. I'm as well Agnes, and I live in Rwanda, and I'm a consultant. So I wanted to add, from what Udwak said, not only Rwanda is safe and welcoming, Um, we have a lot of online services that are timely, and if you need anything online or accessing anything is available. And we as well help investors that are coming with UDWAC on coming up with feasibility studies and business plan, and making sure that investors settle in Rwanda and do a smooth land. So we basically babysit them up to the point of even helping them to get financing in different banks. And mostly our partner is Access Bank. So please feel free. It's not going to be hectic. As he said again, Rwanda is very safe. Nobody hold a gun. You don't have right to hold a gun. There are no armed robbers, because I have lived in Nigeria as well, and in Rwanda, and I'm a Rwandese. So there's no stress when it comes to security. The culture and the people are very good. So anything you do is smooth. They are calm. They do things in the right way. They apply, or you apply for yourself right away without a lot of middlemen. Services are online and accessible 24 hours. The weather is very friendly. The weather is extremely good. And we do a business plan for you. We do the feasibility study. You make the right choice. So you might decide to invest in this portfolio, or you might decide to invest in another portfolio. We carry you along. And what is good in Rwanda, especially, your asset is your asset. Nobody, even a minister, even the president, cannot come and take it overnight. So it's yours and yours. Okay? So please feel free. We are there to welcome you, to carry you along, to take good care of you, and we should be able to make business sense out of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was a very timely comment, because I was just going to ask that. Okay, we spoke about if you come to Rwanda, you have to bring your passport, notarize it. But if you are outside of Rwanda, like I'm in Lagos, and you don't have the opportunity to come into Rwanda, you said that you can do a lot of things online. So I just wanted to confirm that. Can we do a lot of things
Yes.
online? And Mr.
Yes, you can do a lot of things online, but also we can be there for you. I mean, you can still go and run your business the other side, and we stand for you. You can manage remotely. It's just the time of go slow in or traffic in Lagos that you can spend flying, and you are already in Kigali. So please just know that we will hold your hand. We are going to guide you, and we take good care of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mr. Songa.
Yes.
Mr. Wamugire. Okay, so I'm imagining that Access Bank also have...
I was trying to project something. I don't know whether you were
Yeah,
able
we
to
saw
see
it. We
it.
saw the Access Bank, I guess the guidelines. We were able to see it. And I'm sure it's
Regarding the mortgage loan,
yes.
the contribution we are talking about 20% for the
If you can
mortgage
kindly share the
acquisition.
link as well in the chat, that would be nice. But we did see it on the screen when you showed it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, and then they've said that it's also going to be on CCP's YouTube page. So please, if you're not following CCP on YouTube, go follow so that you can get the updates and ensure that you can get a recap from this event. Okay, so what you've confirmed now is that certainly if we wanted to go online and create our bank accounts, do everything that we want to do from start to finish and owning a property in Rwanda, we can do it online.
Yes, sure. So that link is not yet available, but this is something we are working on. That's going to start next month.
Okay, sounds great.
Yes.
Sorry, can I add something?
Of course, please.
Yes, you can't buy a property online, but you can give your power of attorney to someone in Rwanda through the embassy in Nigeria, and someone can purchase a property for you, but it will be 100% be in your names. You'll be the buyer.
Okay. I mean, I would just definitely personally recommend that if you want to buy a property, you should go and try to see it yourself, of course, which would be nice. But of course, if you cannot, this is the reason why we're here.
Yeah.
Architect Goodluck, I'm not sure if you're trying to say something because you're muted. That's why we're here. CCP is more than happy to, negate
Yeah.
those transactions for
Yeah.
anyone interested.
That's what we did in 2014 when we were buying a property. It's like what Architect Zedomi said, that we got the property in 2014 because we actually got the project that we did, and we fell in love with the country and just felt we should pitch a tent in this country. So we actually bought the property in 2014 and registered it just easily. But we were not in the country, so we had to get a lawyer who was a local, who is Paul himself, Kayitare. Paul was our lawyer who was the responsible person that was in charge of that property on our behalf while we were even in Nigeria. So it's always good to actually go see the property, what you want to buy. And actually, we didn't know we were buying a lemonade because the property, we didn't know. We thought we bought a lemon. But as Rwanda was growing, the place actually is a high end, it's like an Ikoyi in that neighborhood where you have all the Gachiriro, Kagugu areas are high end. That's even, the president has even moved into that location right now. It's a very high end location where we bought the property. So you have to go to Rwanda, look at the areas that you want before you even buy a property. Just like what Grace said, it's true. With the power of attorney, somebody can represent you in Rwanda. But you cannot buy Rwanda online. You have to go to Rwanda to buy the property, but somebody can represent you with a power of attorney in Rwanda, and you can notarize it in online. Rwanda has this online platform. It's called Umucho. It's a rainbow. It's called a rainbow. You can actually go into Rainbow and upload everything you need. If you want a title, anything, you put it on the online. And the Rwandan embassy in Abuja, they are always very friendly and very helpful. We've been doing a lot of things with them, and they've always been very, very helpful. So Rwanda embassy here, even in Rwanda, it's been fantastic. So that's it. And it's easy to go to Rwanda because you don't need a visa. It's visa friendly for 1 month. You stay there for 1 month. You don't actually need a visa. So as an investor, you can decide tonight, let's go to Rwanda tomorrow morning. We can fly into Rwanda tomorrow morning. You just go in, they ask you, where are you coming from? Where are you going? Oh, you have hotel reservation, that's fine. Then you go in and you spend like a month. You can spend like a month. If you want to renew it, you go to the immigrations, they will renew it for another 3 months. And if you need to apply for residency and other things, there are so many ways you can go around it. So those are the things I just wanted to add to what Chris was saying and what the banker was saying. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Architect Goodluck. I think we should see if anyone has any questions now. I think it's a good time for questions. If you have any questions in the audience, please raise your hand. Architect Goodluck, I have one question. Will you help me? Will you help me to be my representative?
I should. I love Rwanda. I should.
Okay, thank you, sir. Because I'm definitely I've always loved Rwanda, and just like the idea of Rwanda and everything that I've heard about it. I especially love when something goes really bad and then then success comes. It brings so much joy to the heart. So I'm interested in coming to Rwanda for sure. And I've been telling the CCP team that please take me. I'm ready. I want to come. And I love exploring Africa generally. I really love it. I feel like in terms of my travel, whenever I think of where am I going next, it's always an African country first before anything else. So Rwanda is definitely next on my list. I think we have okay. No, there's a presentation or something going up on the screen. But if you have questions, please raise your hand so that we can ask. I know that the speakers have been quite comprehensive, and I feel like I have what I need, the information I need to be able to go ahead and make some investments in Rwanda.
These are just some of our units that we just completed in Rwanda.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
This is a studio. This is a studio apartment we just completed, and we're using some of them for hospitality, and some of them we sold them out. Yeah, wow. We have a 1 bedroom, we have a 2 bedroom, we have a studio, Then we have, it's on, that's the area, Kagugu. That's where
Okay.
it is.
Is that the area
Yeah,
that you said is the lemonade?
yeah.
The lemonade area. Oh, nice. Okay.
We have a 1 bedroom, we have a 2 bedroom, we have a studio, then we have townhouses. We just completed it. Actually, we have 13 units. We completed everything. Phase one was 6 units. Second phase was 7. We sold about 8 of them. We have 5 left.
Wow.
So that's it. So it's just one of those things that we're doing random.
I have a question. So if I were to buy a property, and this is my own personal question, if I were to buy a property in Rwanda, right? And Grace, I think this question will come to you. And I wanted to, because I don't want to, I'm not going to come and live there. I mean, I never know, because my life can be interesting. But at the moment, I'm not planning to come and live. If I wanted to use it for Airbnb, for example, or like shortlets, what are the possibilities? I know that. How does that work in Rwanda? Is this something that is booming and growing just because some people want to buy property, but they're thinking, I want to use it as an investment opportunity, not to come and live. So shortlets, is that something that is laudable
Yes,
in Rwanda?
that is actually something that's also interesting, because apart from having Elimo as a company, I have Airbnbs on the side, which I believe comes with the territory. And you actually can't help yourself, because Rwanda is a conference hub. There's so many conferences happening. There's so many games happening in Kigali. So I actually took the opportunity. The thing about short-term rentals, I find it's a strategy. They have to be, the location matters more than anything. So you have to make sure you purchase a property close to where do the conferences happen. Mostly it's at the Kigali Convention Center where the game's taking place. It's at the BK Arena. And but apart from not just Kigali, we also have the gorillas that attract so many tourists. I think in terms of a short term, looking at Musanze as well as a destination, I think also works, because we have so many people that fly into Rwanda to come and look at the gorillas, because for a foreigner to visit gorillas, they pay $1,500 US.
Wow.
To go gorilla trekking. So you can imagine, I'm sure they're willing to spend money on accommodation as well. But if I would advise you, if you're buying for the first time, definitely to focus on areas. If your target is Airbnb, focus on areas around the Kigali Convention Center.
Okay. Oh, that's helpful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. We had a question. Oh, I see that Mr. Paul has joined us as well. Kaitari, we need you. We need legal
Someone
advice.
has a question.
Yeah, so let me take the question, then I'll go to Mr. Paul.
Omololu.
You can unmute and go ahead with your question.
Okay, hi, good afternoon, everyone. Yes,
Hello.
so what I wanted to ask in my own, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So what I wanted to ask was more for long-term tenancy. What are the tenancy laws like in Rwanda? Do you pay rent monthly or annually? And then what happens if a tenant doesn't pay? What kind of laws do you then have for landlords or tenancy relationships?
Okay, thank you for your question. Well, it's so funny because Mr. Paul Kayitari just joined us, and he's literally the legal practitioner in the panel. So I'm going to just put you right in and turn this question to you, sir, if you don't mind.
Thank you very much for having me. Sorry, I'm coming in late. I didn't know. I had some challenges with connecting.
No problem, sir. We're glad to have you.
Yes, I didn't know. I'm very sorry, and I excuse that I don't know where I would start. But basically, where I find you, we can go on.
Okay. So we just had a question.
Yes.
Yeah, about tenancy agreements in Kigali, what that looks like, long-term tenancy, what it looks like.
Tenancy, normally I would just want to go through, maybe the answers will be got from there.
Okay.
But when you acquire a land, you have to specify, but in mostly the foreigners are given the opportunity to have amphitheatic lease. They are not allowed to have free.
Where's their office? Where's their customer care office?
Pardon? Do you
Sorry,
get?
we have someone on mute. You can go ahead, sir.
So the tenancy runs from 1 year to 99. But depending on the property you have, they have been renewable for some years. So just take it that when you have an amphitheatic lease, then you have a right over 99, which means if you don't stop there, but you can go as renew as you wish. I don't know if that one is clear.
No, so good afternoon, Mr. Paul. I think the first question was, are rents paid monthly or annually? What's the standard practice for rent? And then the second question was, when you have...
Renting a house or having a property itself?
No, so if I own a property and I want to rent out to, for instance, residential or businesses, commercial or residents,
yes,
what's the normal practice? Do people pay rent to the owner monthly or yearly?
That is a contractual obligations between the landlord and the tenant. You can go for 2 years, 10 years, depending on your project.
Oh, so there's no law.
So there's no standard practice.
There is no standard practice. It depends on how you negotiate with your landlord.
Interesting. Okay.
That's true.
Okay, and then my second question was that if I then have a troublesome tenant who we have agreed that you should pay monthly or yearly, and the person defaults, how does the law protect the landlord? Or how do you evict a tenant essentially? Is it straightforward or it's a cumbersome process if the tenant is defaulting on their agreements?
No, Rwanda is not an isolation country. It abides all the laws, and the foreigners or the owners are protected equally. If someone rents a house or any commercial building, be it big or small, then depending on the contract agreement, the tenants agreement, the two parties have to respect. If he has not paid for some 2 months or 3 months, depending on the terms of the contract, you have to evict or you have to go to court and ask for the compensation.
So how long does that typically take if I go to court? Is it possible that it would take a month or it can take as long as a year?
In Rwanda, we have commercial cases. We have commercial courts and ordinary courts. Then it depends. If you are doing this business for commercial, you go for commercial cases. If it is you are not doing business, then you go for ordinary courts. But then the cases, the backlog of cases, that will determine when are you going to have the justice. So I will not specifically say 2 months or 3 months. It can even take 5 months or 1 year, depending on the levels, because each party who don't get satisfied with the ordinary courts, he can also have a right to appeal. That one would be going to specific areas of other competent authorities, because I cannot stand here and assure you that when you have an issue, that in just 2 months the case will be settled and get compensated.
Okay, but I think what she's trying to just ascertain is if they're notorious for long stretched out legal cases as it relates to landlord versus tenants. Because of course, in some countries, they will say, well, the tenants always win. They will take you a year and a half before you can even, and once they take you to court, you stop receiving payments. They don't have to pay you. So you just be stuck for a year or two. Is Rwanda notorious for that, or does the law support homeowners?
It goes back to the contract agreement.
Okay.
If If the payment was to be paid monthly or yearly, then you go for that. But if it is just 1 month's payment and there is 2 months outstanding, you can even get an assistance from the local authorities who can just go into the case without referring the matter to the court.
Okay.
So you can evict him for 2 months and at least you claim back your money, but using the properties he's been using. It will be an option for you leaving him there, and then you go for the court. Once the case is decided, then he pays even those months that he has been occupying, though not working.
So now that we're with you, Mr.
Yes,
Kaitare, I'm just
please.
going to go ahead and ask you another question that we had planned for the legal framework. So
Yes.
is there any legal risk that investors should anticipate when
Yes.
they're looking at buying a property in Rwanda?
Of course, we've got some challenges, but they are mitigated. If you don't, as I found you discussing about buying the land when you are in Nigeria or any another place of residence, you don't happen to come to the ground, there are some legal issues, people who may claim ownership over that land. Those things are never expected, but you find yourself in courts. But the only thing you have to be safe is get the lawyer, you do diligence. Due diligence has to be done before entering to buying a property. There are some cases where I've seen not respecting the boundaries. But with due diligence, all those issues can be mitigated.
Okay, thank you. I think if we don't have any more questions, Architect Edward, do you want to say something?
I just want to add something to what Paul said, because from experience in Rwanda, Rwanda is a place where the government doesn't really doesn't support anything that is illegal when it comes to land matters. No matter how small you are or how broke you are or something, if you own a land in Rwanda, you are a respected person in Rwanda. So people cannot just bypass you because you don't have money or you're not rich. No, even the list of these in Rwanda they can go to court and claim their rights in Rwanda. So in terms of anything that has to do with land, it's a very serious business in Rwanda. It's like oil business in Nigeria. Serious business, because Rwanda is landlocked. The land is not expanding. That's why you have to maximize, not only optimize, and maximize the use of land in Rwanda. When we got our property, it was one huge building that was there. But by the time we were building, they said we have to use a ratio of 60 units per hectare to design in a plot. So why am I saying this? Because anything that has to do with land, tenancy is a huge thing in Rwanda. And I've not, from all my experience, I've not seen or heard of any tenancy. We've not had that experience because Rwanda is a structured environment that when you go in, you work within the structure. So if you are renting a place, you have to sign a contract. We want to sign a contract, and you have to be, you have to execute the contract diligently. And they have authorities. See, in Rwanda, you have cell, you have village, you have a sector, and you have district. You have district, you have cell, you have sector. So when you have a problem in your locality, they have district. You can't go to the district. There's a head of the district and complain and say, this is the issue I have. Then they will come into it. Some places you have the head that is in the village. Some places they sell. So most people go to their sectors. They go and complain. Even before you go to the police, you go to the sector, you complain and say, this is what. Then the sector will now come in and be able to help you to manage. So before it gets escalated, the sector would have fixed the problem for you. So that's what happens in Rwanda. So you have local authorities around you that will help you to protect your land. They protect the land.
Oh dear, sorry.
Sorry. Maybe to add on what Uduak is saying, the law even provides that before you take the case to the court relating to land disputes, you have to first meet the sale committee of land at the grassroots. Yes.
So it sounds like the landowners are supported, and vice versa, and also the tenants. So
they are.
Nobody's playing, there's no foul play.
Yeah, sure.
No foul play. No foul play, Rwanda. No foul play.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I think now we can go back. Thank you so much, everyone, for the contributions. I don't think we have any more questions. Thank you so much, Architect Uduak. Thank you so much, Madam Grace. I don't know if you're still there. Thank you. I appreciated your comments. Mr. Songa and Barrister Paul. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're going to go back to Architect Zed now. Zedome, like I fondly call him Architect Zed, so he can just give us an overview and kind of tell us what the future is for Nigerian investments in Rwanda.
Yeah, thank you very
Please stay
much.
with us.
Thank you very much, Saru. I hope I'm audible. And
Yes,
I'd
you
like
are.
to thank I'd like to thank all the panelists and of course Osaru for steering the conversation so skillfully. We've gotten, quite a huge chunk of information. And I think that the information that has been shared will stay, those who participated in this webinar to make a decision, concerning, investing in this frontier of Rwanda. We have put it out there because we have looked at it and we see that it will be very profitable for Nigerians, both living in Nigeria and in the diaspora. And we are very confident that because we have our boots on the ground, in a sense, right there with an office in Kigali, and of course, we've got the experience and the expertise, as I said, from end to end concerning real estate investment. We are well equipped to hold your hand to get into Rwanda. Barrister Paul consults for us. Grace is a partner. So Mr. Songa, Access Bank is our bank in Rwanda. So we're talking about just inviting our partners for this chat and getting everybody to listen to what we are saying. Of course, what will be the next steps for you? For you, if you are persuaded, and I think you should be, so that you don't, investment is always connected to time and chance, opportunity and time. That's what investment is about. The biggest investors took advantage of an opportunity at a particular time. We are very confident that this is the time for investment or investing in Rwanda. It's the entry point for real estate now is good for Nigerians. And to this end, we're organizing an investment tour of Rwanda, Kigali particularly, and some secondary cities for 4 days in the coming year. That will be in the month of February. It's early in the month of February, from 2nd to the 6th of February. We look forward to the participants on this call, getting in touch with us. We have all your details. We will send you details of that investment tour. I know that from here, Osaru is already number one. She's already on the plane. So we're going on this tour. We've got some prospective projects. We have some prospective projects, and we also have completed projects, including our own projects. We also have some other aspects of the tour that will greatly interest a willing investor. Of course, you will have the opportunity of meeting our partners face to face. And of course, completing the loop of your being persuaded to invest in Rwanda. We are hosting this webinar as investors. We're not hosting it as people who want to invest. We've already invested. So we've tested investment in real estate in Rwanda, and we can tell you Grace is spot on. Return on rentals is between 8 to 12%. You can get up to 12%. Your occupancy, because Rwanda is number one in meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions in that part of Africa, you get occupancy that ranges between 80 to 90%. I mean, it's just fantastic. Construction costs are not as high as Nigeria. Not as high as Nigeria. Sale prices are lower than Ikoyi. Uduak has talked about Ikoyi and Victoria Island. The Ikoyis and Victoria Islands of Rwanda have lower prices than Ikoyi and Victoria Island here in Nigeria. So it ticks all the boxes for an investor. So please mark your calendar. We have a loaded itinerary, an investor store in the month of February 2026. This is giving every one of us enough time to plan. We will send all the participants a link. You fill the form. You give us details, more details about yourself. We'll let you know about the package. And then we get set. And in the month of February, off we go on our first missionary journey with you to invest in Rwanda. So with this, I say to you, this is your opportunity to diversify your investment in real estate outside Nigeria. Nigeria is fantastic to invest in, but Rwanda is also very fantastic. I've given you all the advantages, and it's up to you to decide. So thank you very much for attending this webinar. If there's any follow-up webinar, you will definitely hear from us, but that will be after our investment tour. Thank you, Osaru, for steering the discussion so professionally. For a while, I wanted to recommend you to CNN, but we need you as an interior designer, an interior architect. So stay with us. Of course, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Songa. Thank you, Valence. And of course, our irrepressible architect, Uduak Udo, who is so passionate about his love for Rwanda. Remember, you are Nigerian. No? You are Nigerian. No? Please, you are Nigerian. No? I'm warning you. Please, before you change your name to Songa, you are Nigerian.
It has been prophesied. He's the ambassador to Rwanda.
So thank you, Osaru. Over back to you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Again, to our panelists, to all the I wanted to say contestants, to attendees who have been here, just listening to us for the last almost 2 hours, which has been quite informative. Like Architect Zed said, I am number one on the list that will be attending the trip to Rwanda. Today's conversation further reinforces for me what I strongly believe in, that Africa's future is built on collaboration. When Architect Zed was speaking, he said, oh, Grace is our collaborator, Mr. Songa does it, and it's all collaboration, and that is what can build Africa as a whole. And we as buyers, are part of the people that can invest in Africa as a whole to ensure that we have a strong continent and we're building for our futures. Thank you so much again to our panelists for sharing your theories, your stories, giving of your time. We don't take it for granted. We appreciate it. And big thank you to our ambassador, like Uduak, and also to CCP for hosting this. CCP, of course, is always at the top of the frontier of architecture, the built environment, and everything in the built environment across Africa. And these days they've been going to Dubai, everywhere else. So we're looking forward to this trip and looking forward to doing more exciting business as it relates to the built environment in Africa. So thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy the holidays. So season's greetings and Happy New Year in advance. Have a lovely rest of the day.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.